Apple cider vinegar shampoos have been around for about 50 years at least, and if you ever talk to any old timers, they'll say, oh, I remember ACV shampoo, apple cider vinegar shampoo. And you might wonder, well, why do we need apple cider vinegar shampoos? I have just, I'm in the process here of doing a color, and I've got a base color on here, putting a few highlights in over the top of the base color. And in order to make it go through a color, you have to take some speed bleach, and obviously 15 volume isn't going to do the trick, so 25 volume, which ramps things up a bit. And so you wind up with some pretty stout speed bleach going there, and when the color's up, in about 10 minutes you'll have some nice highlights. But at the same time, you've got a product that, unless you neutralize it, it's going to keep going. And that's really where apple cider vinegar shampoos have always come in. I wound up becoming a believer with these shampoos because if you have ever tried to use a so-called high lift tint, you typically realize very soon that they don't lift so high after all, and you've got to do something else to get them to lift that high, which we won't mention on tape. But once you get your developer that ramped up, if you get that stuff on your hand, it's going to just eat right through your skin. You've got to stop that, because it's also going to not leave the hair in very good condition. So you need it to do what you intended it to do in order to ramp up those high lift tints, and then you need to neutralize it, get it shut down. And that's once again where apple cider vinegar shampoos come in, to do some very quick neutralization. This is the one I make. It's called Max Love Slovo Cider, the French spelling on that, for apple cider vinegar. And if you can notice, it's pretty thin, but it's not that thin. The purpose for that is you really want it to just not lay on top of the hair. You want it to get in the hair so you can do some neutralization. Although, unlike the last apple cider vinegar shampoo that was on the market, this one is ever so slightly thickened up. The reason for that is you don't want it running off the hair before it goes in, so there is a balance there. This will neutralize these chemicals very quickly and enable you to have a high quality of highlight. The color doesn't keep cooking and then burn out whatever color you went to the trouble of putting in there. For those of us who have had clients who are aerobics instructors, around the front of their hair they have just got the most pitiful hair. And if you've ever read a chemistry book on hair, you'll find out that these alkali salts are that bleach is made out of. You also have these contained in perspiration. So someone who is working out day in and day out professionally, a lot of alkali salts around the front of the head, it reacts with the body acids and dissolves the hair. So once again, if you perspire a lot, you leave that perspiration in your hair, you're going to have a certain degree of corrosiveness in your hair. So it's really good to neutralize it with an apple cider vinegar shampoo. Redheads also find this to be a wonderful shampoo because it, being very acidic, it cuts off all the alkali residual that forms a film on the hair, leaves the hair very shiny. It also, being acidic, shuts that cuticle down, pulls it together, and makes the hair very shiny. So that's why redheads historically have found apple cider vinegar rinses to be very effective. So that being said, this is a wonderful friend to the hairdressers. It has multi-purposes to it as well, and I hope you enjoy using it.